Hey everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time for another Sunday episode, and today, that means we're going into another dungeon. The last dungeon available before we go into the post-game, other than of course main story dungeons. We can actually get this one unlocked from two separate quests. The first one's going to be here in Vesper Bay from Nedric Ironheart. Nedric knows of a place where a skilled adventurer might hone her skills. I can't take two steps around this place without hearing Satora this or Satora that. Why, it's as if you're some kind of goddamn hero. But I jest. Even I can see that you're just itching to find a new battleground to hone your skills. Fortunately, I know just the place. The Aurum Vale. Head southwest through the central highlands of Kurthus and seek out a man named oh dear. Oh, the issue there is the font makes it really hard to distinguish I's and L's for me. So it looks like 4 L's in a row, but I know it's gotta be Willielmus? And tell him that Nedric sent you. Alright, thank you Nedric. I will definitely go check out this Aurum Vale. But first, we're heading back to Gridania to pick up the other quest which unlocks it. Alright, the other quest is going to come from the Twin Adders, as you may be able to guess. Or, rather, from whichever grand company you call your own. So, let's go ahead and pick this quest up from Vorsail Huloi. Gilding the Bilious. Vorsail Huloi would give you an opportunity to raise your standing in the Twin Adders. Ah, Sergeant Lancy, ever the shining example to your fellow serpents. Time and again, you have risen to the call. Today, I would give you the opportunity to add to your growing list of accomplishments. In return for battle chocobos provided to us, the Holy See has petitioned our aid in purging the cavern known as the Aurum Vale of its most foul inhabitants. Our contact from Ishgard, Sarah Willielmus, will apprise you of the particulars of the mission upon your arrival. Alright then, we're heading off to Kurthus. Let's do it. On second thought, we don't need to go through the North Shroud to get here. The fastest way to get to the Aurum Vale is actually going to be via Mordona. Because if we head from Mordona out through the northeastern exit from Revenant's Toll towards Kurthus, we'll actually be really close to the Aurum Vale, which is perfect. It'll be right over here. If you remember, we actually searched for Biggs and Wedge in this area. It seemed that they tried to get in here to protect themselves when they escaped from the Garleans. Hail, adventure! Wait, do not tell me. Nedric sent you. Tell me this, adventure. Do you know how the Aurum Vale earned its most enticing name? Well, allow me to enlighten you. The cave is rich with sulfur and mithril ore which, through reactions with the groundwater, combine to exude golden-hued fumes. A beautiful sight, that is until you realize the damn death clouds are burning your chest from within. But if you still wish to take your life in your hands, I'll not be the one that stops you. But do try not to get killed. I've dragged enough corpses out of the Vale to last me a lifetime. Alright, let's see, what do we want? We have Electrum rings, we have the necklace, we're going for the gold. Alright. Now let's talk to you again. From the Order of the Twin Adder, I presume? Yes, I suppose you should suffice. The Holy See is not wont to beseech assistance from foreign armies, but the task before us is a daunting one, and our own knights are occupied with matters of greater import. Mayhap you have already heard rumors of the Aurum Vale. Many a miner has been lured into its cavernous recesses by promises of vast fortunes, to find only death, and doubly so. If the noxious fumes don't get them, the carnivorous fronds that lurk are happy to oblige. Little we can do about the former, but dispatching the latter would go far in sparing the lives of unfortunate treasure seekers. So it is that we turn to you. Alright. Aurum Vale's unlocked, now let me get my party together. Alright, the party is together, let's go track down where everyone's at. We've got Ko right here. I don't believe Ko's been with us for these runs before, for these dungeon runs before. Adelaise is here as well. That's not Adelaise. And we have another new friend, Grace Horizon, a friend from a particular social media platform. There's Adelaise. Alright, looks like we are all ready. We've got Adelaise going in as healer, Ko as tank, and Grace as the other DPS. In that case, let us begin. heading into the Aurum Vale. Alright, the Aurum Vale is a rather infamously difficult dungeon for new players and even many veteran players. It has some issues. This first room in particular has some issues, we'll say. The main one being, there is a lot of poison in this room, and there is a lot of enemies in this room. Like, these, especially the Gigantoads, they will catch you off guard. They will destroy you. It kinda sucks. Oh, that's Doton. That's not what I was looking for. That's Huton. Oh my goodness, it has been too long. I am not very good with my ninja memorization. I really wish I was better with memorizing my ninja abilities. But yeah, this first room can be very overwhelming for many players. Generally, the best strategy is actually to hug one of the far walls, usually that one, and make your way through. Oh goodness, while I was explaining, everyone moved on without me. I need to pay more attention, my bad. But yeah, this room can definitely be on the brutal side with all the poisonous water. Do not step in the gold water. And just the sheer number of enemies that can very much gang up on you if you're not careful. The other thing that really stumps players is the first boss, the locksmith. The locksmith, they're going to have a few abilities which will give... It'll probably be easier to explain once it actually uses one of its abilities. But it has an ability which will basically provide a consistent damage over time. Yeah, this ability, this debuff I just got 55 seconds on the clock. The more stacks of this debuff you get, the quicker your HP drains. There is a way to get rid of it. Healers can't get rid of it with Asuna, unfortunately, but there is a way to get rid of it, and that is to eat the marble fruits around the arena. Those will get rid of all of your stacks of this debuff. However, there's only a limited number of the marble fruits and they take time to respawn. So if you eat them all too early, then you're going to have issues with them not respawning fast enough and you're just going to start bleeding health very rapidly. Typically, it's recommended to eat a fruit around 2 stacks when you have 2 stacks of gold lung. Some people may be brave and go for more, but as a healer main, I'd prefer if you didn't. But yeah, we made it through that with little issue, thankfully, because thankfully my party is all people who definitely know what they're doing and have played this game a lot. Alright, we can get an Aurum Temple Chain, Tortoiseshell Armlet, extra fruit if you need it. And yeah, they're just gonna give me all the gear, fair enough. We'll see what's actually an improvement, though I don't think much of it's going to be an improvement over our job gear, which is piling up right now. Alright, over here, we're gonna start seeing a bunch of these marble seeds. The marble seeds will, if you don't destroy them fast enough, hatch into marble seedlings, and those will start to be, you know, additional enemies you gotta deal with. If you can kill the marble seeds before they hatch, that is perfect. Then you just don't gotta deal with them at all. Alright, Aurum leg guards and a marble seedling minion. I'm sorry, did that say it's also a crafting material? I think it did. Well, regardless, we're getting it because it's a minion. So we're gonna have a new minion after this dungeon, which is nice. Alright, getting out of the more poisonous areas of this dungeon, it's gonna get a little bit easier from here. Really, that first room and first boss are where the majority of struggle is at, just because of all the poison pools. A lot of new players really don't seem to understand quickly enough that standing in those will kill you. Not immediately, but very quickly. I've seen it end some pretty. I've seen it end quite a few runs in pretty nasty ways before. All right, next up we have the coin counter. Let's do this. Let's use a Suiton so we can use Trick Attack. Get that debuff on the coin counter, because Suiton's debuff is really freaking good. Extra damage to enemies from all party members. And coin counter is going to have these massive sweeping AoEs. Thankfully, they are not hard to dodge at all. They're going to be telegraphed well in advance. They may switch which AoE they're going to use in the middle of getting ready, but they're still going to give you plenty of time to be ready and deal with it. Oh, I think I was too close there. Oh well. Yeah, and that AoE right there is really easy. You just gotta stand right up against it, or at the very least behind it, and you're gonna be fine. And most people who aren't the tank should probably be standing behind the enemy anyway. Just as a general rule. Alright, we hit rogue level 50! I'm not switching to better clothes. Not yet, anyway. Oh, and we got True North, a new ability. What True North is going to do is it's going to make it so any ability that has a special effect from being in a particular position relative to the enemy. For example, if an ability does more damage from behind or from the sides, using True North will allow you to get that bonus without actually needing to be in that proper position. The main reason you want to use that is specifically so that you don't have to move. That way you can stand in one place, not need to be running around dodging, like trying to get into a good position while the tank's trying to keep the boss in one spot and keep all the party away from the AoEs. It's literally just to make your life a little bit easier for the next few moments. Alright, let's get another Huton up. And we have just a ton of Morbles in this room. Sorry, I said Morble seeds earlier, they're Morble fruits. It's the Morble fruits that hatch into Morble seedlings. Okay, to get out of this room, you need to kill both of the gold vines. Not the most difficult ask, just take them on one at a time. If you're feeling brave, you can go for both at once, but that can end up possibly being a lot to deal with, especially if you're new. But yeah, this dungeon run has gone so smoothly. Helps that I am playing with people who very much know what they're doing. Yeah, I believe we're all caught up with the main story, so we're definitely, like, on top of... We're definitely... None of us are new by any means. Oh, should have used... Dang it. Should have used another Huton to get that refreshed. Oh, well. And we are about at the boss. I must have accidentally bumped the wrong button there. to get the skip cutscene. Oh well, not a big deal. Alright. The Miser's Mistress. Back to the very heavy poison pools of the first room of the dungeon. And it's going to have a very similar mechanic to the first boss's Gold Lung, which was the damage over time effect that stacks. But instead of Gold Lung, it's going to be burrs that dig into your sides and cause just continuous pain. Again, similar to before, around 2 stacks. 2 stacks is where you're going to want to use a Marble Fruit to get rid of that. Just to balance making sure you don't get so many stacks that you're dying of pain, while also making sure that you don't accidentally use up all of the fruit. Alright, take a trick attack so you can get that debuff going. I was about to say I'm surprised you haven't hit me with a second burrs yet, but there it is right there. Oh my goodness! Adelaide, you have 4 stacks! You have 0 stacks. Grace has 3. Yeah, some people are feeling brave enough to go for more than 2. Honestly, I trust this party enough to go for more than 2 and be fine. But if you're new, don't go for more than 2. Especially if your healer's new. If your healer is new and you go for more than 2, you're just asking to have a really bad time. But we have got this in the bag. Oh, I could have used a limit break. All right, awesome. Thank you so much to everyone for joining me and helping out with that. Do I have a returner bonus? Oh, bonus because Grace is a mentor and I'm technically a new player. Got it. All right, well, thank you so much to all 3 of you for your support. This went very, very smoothly. Now, let's get out of here and go turn in the quest. Alright, let's go ahead and disband the party. And I will meet you back at the Adder's Nest. Alright, made it back to the Adder's Nest, and I gotta say, entire party did great. Ko did a fantastic job with the tanking. Like, that is not an easy dungeon for newbies. It's not an easy dungeon in general. That, like I kept saying, that first room in particular can be brutal if you're not expecting it. And Ko did just a really, really smooth job with making sure the poles were like the right size. So that we could all handle it, especially since my gear is not up to snuff with everyone else's. Everyone else is going to have way, way better gear. Does that duty have level sync at all? Sync from 49. Okay, so my gear was probably at about the same strength as everyone else's then, but still. That was a very smooth run. Even among people who have played this game and know what they're doing with Aurum Vale, it doesn't usually go that smoothly. Alright, for sale, I return. I had no doubts you would triumph, Sergeant, but the swiftness and surety with which you have done so is impressive indeed. As leader of the Yellow Serpents, I have never been prouder of an adventure under my command. Rest assured that your deeds have been conveyed to the powers that be. I look forward to the day when I can congratulate you on a well-deserved promotion. Alright, I am stumbling over my words, but as he is implying, with that, we can get a promotion. We need to complete rank 2 of our Grand Company hunting log, and complete the Aurum Vale quest, and spend 9,000 company seals, getting us up to 2nd Serpent Lieutenant. I keep wanting to say Serpent because Sergeant. I hate that. On the side of the Elementals, I hereby confer upon you the rank of 2nd Serpent Lieutenant. I am pleased to inform you that, as of this moment, you are eligible to transfer between the 3 grand companies of Eorzea. That a greater number of able adventurers might elect to join the grand companies collectively, the Council of the Alliance leadership recently introduced a system whereby members of an organization may freely transfer to another. Should you desire to shift your allegiance, you need but present yourself to the personnel officer of the grand company you wish to join. Please be informed that the procedure incurs a registration fee, though payment is waived for first-time transferees. In addition to the aforementioned right to transfer, you are also entitled to purchase land or an apartment in one of the residential districts established for adventurer use. We have unlocked housing! Heck yes! If you have a mind to own an estate or other property, you would do well to seek the counsel of the resident caretaker who presides over your preferred district. He or she will be able to attend any inquiries you may have pertaining to the purchase of land and private rooms, as well as the building of your estate hall. Awesome! We may eventually get into that, but honestly I'm waiting for a particular area from Shadowbringers to get housing before I buy a player house. But it's unknown if they'll ever add housing to that area. I would love them to, but... You are now able to change your Grand Company of Allegiance. To proceed with the necessary paperwork, speak with a personnel officer at any of the Grand Company headquarters. Do note that upon changing allegiances, all assets, company seals, will be frozen, and some items such as company-specific gear may no longer be equipable. Furthermore, there is a cooling-off period of 15 days during which time you'll be unable to apply for another transfer. So, transferring is not that big of a deal. You can check out all of the grand companies if you want. But, it really doesn't matter other than, like, thematic, like, theming, like, aesthetically. Like, you can get different grand company gear, which looks different, but, like, it does not matter. It really doesn't matter. Alright then, with this very successful episode out of the way, we got another dungeon done, we got to the next tier of our grand company, we unlocked tier 3 of our hunting log, so that's something we need to start working on. The last hunting log we have to do before we're completely done, but still. Yeah, with all this out of the way, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, I think it's time to get back to the main story as we get dressed for conquest. I'll see everyone next time for that.